Give it to me like.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am Leah Rutherford. You may have seen me on Mamma Mia, I Have a Dream, or if not, get to know me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my socials. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I have been doing a little Q&A asking you what questions you want to know, and I have written them down on this notepad. And I will be answering them questions for you. We started filming Mamma Mia in May when we flew to Corfu. However, if you saw episode 2, which was Sophie Week, in my introduction, you saw a little snippet of me in the audition process in the Novello. So that was when we started seeing the cameras and they were recording like bits of it. But we didn't actually start recording properly till we were in Corfu in May. As far as I'm aware, there is 8 episodes, including the live final in December. But that's only if I'm correct, if I've done my calculations correctly. I'm not the smartest at maths. I'm just working it out.
A few moments later.
I won't trust me on that. In the final, there are 2 Sophies and 2 Skies, which you guys will be able to vote on who you want to play Sophie and who you want to play Sky. Realised I've got a rash there. Anyways, the audition process for me, it was quite scary because this was my first ever audition, so I didn't know what to expect. The first step was sending in your application and you had to attach like a little show reel, which I edited on CapCut at 4 AM in the morning. And after that, like I think it was like 3 weeks later, I got an email saying I have to go to Manchester for the next round, which is what I did. And I was the only girl from the Manchester auditions that got there. All the other girls and boys, if I'm correct, were at the London audition. So I felt like that was really cool because I know there was so many great people in the Manchester auditions as well. From the Manchester audition, there was 2 rounds in there. It was like a little producer room, and then it was the second room with David Grinrod. And if I'm being honest, I didn't know who David Grimrod was at the time, which I feel like did make me a lot less anxious. But then when I came out of that room, I was so happy to have actually met him because that was like the highlight of the full audition process. I walked out that room being like, no matter what happens, like I'm happy with that audition. He took the shy girl out of me and completely transformed me. Completely forgot my lyrics in the room, ran to my phone and was like, oh, look at the lyrics. And also he made me take my lashes off and my hair out, which was so funny because my hair, I had it in 2 pigtails and it was like that, so half down but 2 pigtails. And you know when the bobble gets like wrapped around the hair, I pulled my hair out and like placed the bobbles on the table. I was like, this is so embarrassing, but you gotta do what you gotta do. After Manchester, I got a call about Top 50, which was held in the Novello. And I did that and I met the most amazing people. One of my friends that I've made from it, Aisha, she got everyone together and we all did a vocal warm-up in the room before we went onto the stage. From there, it was top 25, I think, or top round that number at the Royal National Ballet. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we went there and then we did cuts there as well, which was really like cutthroat. Like I didn't know what to expect because obviously I've never done this before, so I was like, oh, what do we do? Went from there, and then a few weeks later I got the call saying you're top 7, you're on the flight to Corfu. I was like, what? But at this time it was crazy. I was at home. I was actually at home in Redcar, and my girlfriend and my mum were in the kitchen and they just heard me scream on the phone and they were battling each other who can get out the kitchen first to come and see me. And it was just crazy. Filming actually took a really long time. So when you watch the performances, some will be in the light and some will be in the dark. And this is because some of the performances, we started them at like maybe like 5 o'clock, and then the last performances were probably like 12. So it was a long time. And then when we did the elimination process, that was at like 1 a.m. and we got back to where we were staying at like 2 a.m, half 2. So it was a long process, but the long process, we get the results that we've got on TV, and they are incredible. The cameramen are unbelievably skilled. Like, the equipment was so heavy. I remember this man who was stood in front of us with this camera, but he had like a harness on, and I was like, is it that heavy, like the camera? And he went, yeah, it's like crazy heavy. Like, they do a lot of work, a lot of work. I'm gonna aim this one towards all of the judges, because it was incredible to have all of the judges watch us perform. Obviously for me, Amber watching me was a full circle moment. Like, that was crazy. I grew up watching Glee, as you will have seen if you've watched Mamma Mia. I sobbed, and I sobbed more than what you saw on TV. I was like hyperventilating. It was crazy. I was telling myself, I was like, you're not gonna cry, Leah. And I turned to Maddie, I was like, I'm not gonna cry, we're not gonna cry. And I did. Like, it was so bad. Like, Jessie, I was like sobbing in her arms, and I was sobbing in Zoe's arms, and I was sobbing in Amber's, and I was like, ah. But to have all the judges watch us, I mean, Jessie Ware, gay icon. Like, if you're part of the LGBT, you know what I mean. Like, she's a big gay icon. So that was crazy. Alan Carr, another gay icon, a UK icon, which is also crazy. Samantha Barks, musical theatre icon. Like, they literally had such an iconic judges panel, judges table, judges panel, whatever you want to call it. And to say that they've watched me perform, I can't put it into words. I genuinely cannot put it into words how crazy and surreal that experience was. I was so nervous. I was really nervous. But ever since Amber said to me, it was like, you are that girl, I walked on that stage, and that's all that was going in my head, like, Leah, you are that girl, you are that girl. So when I walked on the stage for my solo, and I think Amber said, oh, confidence, it's because I was telling myself, I was like, Leah, be confident, like, stride on there. I thought I was giving it the best strut ever. During filming, we didn't actually have that much free time to explore the island. I do remember specifically though, we did have this one day off, and we went to Cassiope, which was close by, and it was Esme's birthday, so we got to celebrate it. But sadly my hay fever did go really bad that day. Like, it was brutal, so I had to go back to the hotel, and I just napped it off. But it was such a beautiful place. Went in the water, even though there was loads of jellyfish around, and if anyone knows me, like really knows me, I'm petrified of jellyfish, so it took me a while to get into the ocean. But it was a beautiful place. It was stunning, and I got the cutest bikini pictures ever, and I've never worn a bikini before, so that was so scary for me. But I felt so comfortable around the boys and the girls. Like, I was so comfortable. And Des, who was taking my photos, was the ultimate hype woman. Des is Desmonda, by the way. I just call her Des. Ultimate hype woman taking my pictures. I've literally got live pictures of her in the background going, yes!
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
This one is a question that I feel like a lot of people want to know. So we got given these scripts when we got in at 2 a.m, and we asked if we needed to be off script, and they said no, like we could have our scripts in our hands. So I was like, okay, then that's fine. But obviously that was the movie scene, so I did do my research, and I did watch the movies and stuff like that to get my information on the scene, even though I've watched the movie a million times. So I was watching it, and then the next day we went and did the workshop on the bench with Amber and Samantha. And I kept putting an American accent on. But it's really hard when Amber is next to you and she's American, then you've got Samantha who's British, and I'm like bouncing between. That was a critique that I did get. But then after, when we did it, they were like, yeah, you're not going to have your scripts. So we were like, what? And then we were given 15 minutes to learn, I think it was 2.5 pages of script. Obviously you only saw like a small clip, which wouldn't look like it like wasn't enough time if that what you saw was what we learnt. But no, it was actually 2.5 pages of script. It was a lot to learn in 15 minutes, because obviously when we've been told that we could keep the scripts, it was like stress, and we were learning it while the other girls were learning it, and we were running lines with each other, and then we were getting Jenny, who looked after us, to be like, Jenny, please will you do it? Sharing Jenny between us all to do it. It was such a crazy experience, and I've never had to do that before, like ever, not even in my training, to like learn something so quick. So it was very surreal, but I did it, and I don't want to do it again. I have been wanting someone to ask this question for a very long time. Of course I'll give you a tattoo tour. So I've got my little ghosty here, which everyone seemed to love. Like, everyone seemed to love this one. I'm gonna have to get on my knees for this. Got my little ghosty. I've got my paper clips. Got my little flowers, which I love this, but it was so painful. Like, you know when someone nips you under your arm? That was like that, but with a needle over and over. This is my mum's birth year, 1986, which is a really cute one. This one is two females kissing, because if you don't know this, I am a lesbian. Obviously, I've introduced my girlfriend to you. This one is all about loving myself. So I think that's a really important one for me, because I have struggled with loving who I am. This one's all about pinky promises. I love pinky promises. When anyone says something to me, I'm like, pinky promise, lock it. So that means a lot. And underneath it, it says just breathe. Funny story about that. So when I got it done, it said just breath. And Cara, my girlfriend, she was like, Leah, that says just breath. You're going to have to get it, the E put on. So I went straight back to the tattooist and I was like, please, will you put it back on? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, I completely forgot, sorry. And then I've got this one, which is, you know what, I'm going to let you work this one out, because a lot of people go, it's a mushrooms, but it's not a mushroom. Why would I get a mushroom on me? I don't like mushrooms. Even though I have seen cute tattoos that are mushrooms, but not for me. So I will give you a few seconds to try and work that out. It's two people kissing, but a lot of people don't know who it is, especially that one. My granddad and my nana were like, why have you got a chicken on your arm? I was like, it's not a chicken. So I was really offended by that. And then I've got this one, which is my star sign. I am a Pisces, if you didn't know. And I've got a dragon on my back, but I can't really get that one out. And plus, it's not, like, it's finished, but it's not, because I want to get so much more added onto it. I forgot about one. And I've got this one here, which is just a little cute band around my arm. A lot of people ask me, like, do any of them have, like, special meanings? Some do, but some don't. I'm quite a, what's it called? I'm a person who will just do anything on the spot. Like, I just found it on, I think it was Pinterest. I think I found it on Pinterest and I was like, I want that. Originally, I was going to get it, like, down here, but then I thought, like, that's kind of cute. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of cute. Our schedule changed. I think everyone had like a different schedule in the first few weeks, because there were so many different things that people needed to do, like MIVs, which is like a small interview, master interviews, like, you know, that the little things where you see me shaking my cocktail. I had to do that. I had to shoot I Have a Dream, but we were all doing I Have a Dream on different days, because obviously Stephanie, she was in a boat, so she did that when Esme went as well, because Esme was sat on like a pier, and the same as Darcy as well, he was sat on a boat. So I think them three went together. I did mine on my own, because mine was in like a little forest just off the villa, so that was really cool. So that was all different until the performances. We all had kind of similar days, interviews, hair and makeup, photos, social media, but then when we were all, it was time for performance, we all had the same thing, so we were there. But our days started sometimes at 6:30 till 2 a.m, so it was a long process. I would say my favourite Mamma Mia song, maybe Does Your Mother Know? Such a banger. like such a banger. Like the bass when it's like dun 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 dun. Oh, it's just, it kicks in, and you know when like it gets you going. That's like me with Does Your Mother Know? And it doesn't help that Tanya looks really good. This may come as a shock to everyone, but I don't really relate myself to Sophie. And I have said this in interviews before. Sophie is very far from the person that I actually am. So I would say a character that I most like, I would say is Rosie. Like, I would love to play Rosie. I'd love to play Sophie, but I'd love to play Rosie. Like, she's so funny. You can't tell me she doesn't make you laugh. I thought this question was a really good question. My uni have been really supportive with my full process. When I told them, they were happy for me. I mean, they sent out an email as well to apply for it. I already applied for it before they sent it out. So I guess they couldn't really be anything but supportive if they sent the email out as well. But they have genuinely been really supportive. All my teachers are excited. They keep coming up to me being like, can you tell us what happens? I'm like, no, I can't, just watch it. So they have been really supportive with it, and that's all I could ask for, because obviously with me being on a uni course it can be quite difficult because I have assessments, I have written work, I have like classes that I still do need to go into the industry. So to have them behind me, it does actually mean a lot to me. And this is the perfect question to end this video on. I have so many dream roles. I think that's such a difficult question to ask a performer, but if I do have to pick them out, Tracy in Hairspray has always been a dream role for me, like since I was younger. There's literally a video on this YouTube channel of me singing Good Morning Baltimore. I've loved it for years. Veronica in Heathers is another one for me. She's just incredible. I went to watch Heathers on tour recently and I loved it so much, but obviously I know that this is not on right now, it's just finished, so I'm hoping it comes back so I can get myself in the audition room. Veronica's definitely one, like 100% one. Heathers is one of the musicals that made me realise that I really do enjoy musical theatre, because I watched the Texas State University do it on YouTube and I fell in love with it. I'm trying to think of another one. It's hard to choose. Oh, I would love to play Rizzo. Oh my god, I would love to play Rizzo in Grease. She's incredible. And Audrey. I'd love to play Audrey in Little Shop. I've done it in amateur, but I'd love to play Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. Or Audrey 2. That would be insane. I've got so many and I'm just trying to think. Janice in Mean Girls. Oh my days. If I could play Janice in Mean Girls right now, this second, I would. Dreamgirls is incredible, and I watched the trailer today. I cannot wait for the movie to come out. I'm dragging Cara there, dragging her to the movie. She probably will go see it, but I'm dragging her there. And I'm excited for the musical as well, because I'll be dragging her to that one as well. Now that brings my video to a close. Thank you so much for sending me your questions. I will be doing another Q&A once Mamma Mia has officially finished, so that I can answer more in-depth questions, because I was asked some questions which I cannot answer just yet. So I will answer them once Mamma Mia is over. So thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and comment any videos that you would like to see from me, because I'm open to that, as YouTube is new territory for me apart from uploading videos from when I was younger. So yeah, thank you so much.